My name's Robbie G.
And I'm Gina Fries.
And today we are going to be telling you all about one of our favorite cheesemakers,
Cypress Grove. Or the Cypress Grovers.
The Grovers is what they call their peeps.
The peeps. It was in the 1970s that Mary Keene, who was the founder of Cypress Grove, asked her neighbor if she could have 2 of their goats. The neighbor said to her, if you can catch them, you can have them. So she caught 2 goats. Maybe that way. You have to ask her that one day. How did she catch them? How did you catch them, Mary? Do you know the names of those 2 goats that started it all?
You're going to stump me right off the bat.
I like this.
I'll say Margaret and Betty. Stella and Boo Boo.
Esmeralda and Hazel.
Oh,
Yeah.
Those are pretty good names.
That's good goat names.
And there must be 500 goats. I don't know.
Are you going to stomp on my fact?
No. In fact, I'm gonna stop right there.
How many goats? From the 2, then in the 70s, to today.
I'm going to say that they have 700 goats.
They have 1,200 of their own goats.
Wow.
That's a crazy amount of goats.
That is a
from
lot.
Just 2 goats. Right? So, 1,200 goats, the breeds. You are right, she has many breeds. And there are 4 predominant breeds. Toggenburg, Saanen, Alpine, and La Mancha.
Okay.
But where is Cypress Grove?
Cypress Grove is in Arcata. Not Arcadia, but
Not
Arcata. 3 or 4 hours drive north of the San Francisco Bay Area.
Yeah.
Closer to the Oregon.
Exactly. Closer to Oregon.
Border. And it's in Arcata is in Humboldt County. And so that's, I know where
the name.
The name of one of their most
One
famous
of their
cheeses comes from.
She's one of kind of 4 female pioneers of cheese in Northern California. Can you name all of them? We've got Mary. Can you name the other 3?
Mary Keene, and one we featured last month, and that was Laura Chanel. So that's an easy one. And then the other 2 are probably ladies who did not use goat's milk, but used cow's milk.
Cow's milk.
And their name is Cowgirl Creamery. And their names are Peggy and Sue. Sue and Peggy.
Bing, bing, bing. Again, a reason he's Professor McCheese. One of the cheeses we're going to talk about today is Humboldt Fog, named after Humboldt County, home of Cypress Grove. So Mary Keene decided to travel to France, which a lot of cheesemakers, this is where they go to hone the craft. So Mary was on a flight home from France, and she had tried a cheese in France called Morbier. And if anyone's seen Morbier, it has a layer of ash in the center. She had a vision that, wow, this line of ash kind of looks like the fog line in Humboldt County.
Anytime you see a cheese that is colored kind of grayish or blackish, it's a sprinkling of ash. There's a word that it's kind of a buzzword, it's slightly overused, and that is terroir.
It is overused, but it's true.
But it's true that it is a word. And it does
It's
have
a
a
word.
meaning.
And it's been used a lot.
And it means the essence of that place.
Yeah.
But if you're a really traditional cheesemaker, anything you introduce to that cheese, you want to be a reflection of the place it comes from.
Their type of ash was called a maritime pine, which is from that area, and that's the ash. Completely odorless, completely tasteless, only for visual and for another reason to use the ash, that development of the rind. Goat milk can be acidic, and the ash can lower the pH level in the milk there and promote faster growth of the mold, which is that bloomy rind we see on the outside. So it's another reason to use it. Visually beautiful, doesn't alter the flavor, and aids in the ripening.
It is one of the most, it might be the most beautiful cheese in the world. Look at it.
Look at it. Is Humboldt Fog a blue cheese?
This is an easy one. No.
No.
Does it look like a blue cheese? Kind
Yes.
of. Does it get mistaken for a blue cheese often?
Always.
Yes. Yes, it is. But no, it's
Yes, it is not a blue cheese.
Yes, it's not a blue cheese. Yes, it gets mistaken for one all the time.
Yes.
It is a soft, ripened goat's milk cheese with a layer of ash, both through the middle and around the outside.
Correct. We got to watch them make Humboldt Fog all by hand. They're pressing, what you're seeing is they're pressing the goat curd into the mold, into the shape, by hand, and then hand sprinkling the ash on top, and then pressing the rest of the curd on top. The straighter the line in the wheel, the more experienced the cheesemaker. Humboldt Fog is a goat cheese. And did you know that it has been considered the goat of cheeses? We know what GOAT stands for.
Goodest of all time.
Goodest of all time. So this goat has been called the goodest of all time, or the greatest of all time, because it won Best in Class of the American Cheese Society 4 times.
Wow.
I mean, that's a pretty good distinction, because there's now more than 1,000 cheeses that compete in this competition.
2,000, I would say.
Oh, exactly. It's approaching this, right? But yeah, it won in 1998, 2002, 2005, and 2019.
You know what's so cool about that is the spread of years. Like that's Tom Brady-esque.
I was going to say Roger Federer-esque. Do you know that why they named it Cypress Grove? Why is the creamery named this?
I've got this is a crazy guess here. It's a total guess.
Okay.
Is there a grove of cypress trees?
I would have guessed the same thing, Rob. I really would have, but no. When Mary bought the place, it was already a dairy, a creamery there, and it was called Cypress Grove. So in honor of that, she kept the name.
Yeah, but the people before Mary named it that because of the grove of cypress trees.
You're going to have to look it up.
I'm fighting you on this one.
Okay, you can do it.
Can I appeal that fact? The answer.
All Cypress Grove cheeses are vegetarian. Can you, Professor, tell us how that can be?
Yeah, well, so that is a reference to a little-known ingredient in cheese called rennet. And so traditional rennets are made with
Just say it.
Traditional rennet is an animal product.
Correct.
It's an enzyme. And but the function is that it curdles the milk. So it turns the milk into curds and whey.
Yep. They have another cheese called Bermuda Triangle. Cool looking cheese.
Very cool cheese.
Shaped like a triangle. Bermuda Triangle's really a good cheese for somebody that loves the rinds, because it's got the 3 sides of rind on it. And then it gives you all the layers from the bloomy outer rind to the soft ripened gooey edge of the rind to the kind of that chalky center. And they did this shape because it's a faster way of ripening a piece of cheese. Humboldt Fog is a 5-pound wheel, takes a lot longer to ripen. But in that triangle shape, they created Bermuda Triangle so that it can ripen faster, and it's beautiful, once again beauty, beautiful on a cheese board. Yeah. So now, Rob, they have a relatively new cheese in their lineup, and that is goat cheddar. 2 months aged cheddar, smooth, savory. I mean, it's just this is pleasant. This is what you've heard table cheese, like literally in some countries they keep a wedge of cheese on the table. Walk by and you're kind of hungry, you just slice off a little slice.
Yeah.
This would be the one. This one you could use just like you do cheddar in macaroni and cheese, in anything, risotto. You want to do a grilled cheese, a panini, anything like that. You can use this goat cheddar.
Cheese making is all about how you treat the curd. So if you're going to make a soft cheese, you treat the curd in a very different way than if you're going to make a hard cheese. Cheddar, of course, is a harder cheese, and so the treatment of that curd is very different. So with cheddar, instead of leaving the curd in a big piece full of moisture, you're going to cut that curd into a bunch of little tiny pieces because it's going to expel more moisture. Once you've cut the curd into a bunch of little pieces and you've gotten rid of the moisture with cheddar, you're going to then press all the curds together. Yeah. Again, these big slabs.
Super cool.
Cheddaring. Cheddaring is a verb, and this, of course, is something that started in southwest England near the town of Cheddar. And no matter where you are in the world, you can be in Northern California, you can be using goat's milk, but if you use this technique to make cheese, it's going to come out tasting and looking like a cheddar.
So
here's the thing with pairing. There's no.
Uh-oh, here he goes.
And I hope you keep. I hope you keep this in here. She has the power
keep this in.
to edit me out. But when it comes to pairing, there's no such thing as facts.
Correct. There's no right answer.
There's no right answer. So
it's all opinions.
It's all opinions because it's based on your taste buds and what your taste buds tell you. But we use the example of Sauv Blanc or Sancerre paired with the soft ripened goat's milk cheeses from the Loire Valley. That's kind of a regional and classic.
Well, here's a random pairing. If you remember from our visit to Cypress Grove.
Oh, yeah, and now I do.
Do you remember the most random one? This is the one that was most random to me. Truffle Trummer with?
Truffle with Coca-Cola.
Yes! So Coca-Cola fans, try Cypress Grove's Truffle Tremor, which is their famed goat cheese infused with truffle. Try it with Coca-Cola. It's amazing.
That was really a cool pairing.
And this was our first celebration cheesecake where we used Cypress Grove cheeses to build this beautiful celebration cake. So there's Humboldt Fog on the bottom, then you've got Truffle Tremor, and then you have a fog light on top, like a mini Humboldt.
I know we've done so many cheesecakes over the years for weddings, and with Instagram, we've mentioned Instagram a couple times, the popularity has just grown, and we get the little edible flowers and the other little things to decorate it with. So regarding the cheesecakes from Cypress Grove, I do remember speaking to one of their representatives years ago, and she told me that they first saw the Humboldt Fog, the Cypress Grove cheesecake from Venissimo.
Did you know that the claim to fame of Humboldt Fog is it's the first American cheese to have been exported to France? So you touched on it, that really it is California's most popular, well-known single cheese, right?
Yeah.
So, Humboldt Fog, yay.
Good, yay for Humboldt Fog. Good on you, Cypress.
Yep, love Cypress Grove cheeses. If you haven't tried one, come try them. They're delicious. Have we always, in our almost nearly now 20 years, has there ever been a day we have not had Humboldt Fog in the shops?
No.
I'm going to say no. So thank you, everyone. Enjoy Cypress Grove cheeses anytime you can. And thank you, Cypress Grove, for all your support.
Thanks, Cypress Grove, and take care, everybody.